let me paint you a story, alright? So, I was there, on my bed, just watching my anime wife, VTubers, and, I decided out of nowhere, you know what? I really don't want the final boss of Chapter 5 of the Battle Bricks to be spoiled for me, so I should probably go beat it. That was what I was hoping for until I got spoiled by Mr. Kill over here. Kill standing for Killjoy. And I was like, okay, this boss has to be something if it's that bad. It was kind of easy to piece together that, oh, this is probably the alternate of Lycan, my bad. Because, like, literally just look at it. How does it not some, like, you know, color, style? This definitely does not look like Fun Kid, and definitely does not look like Sarge, so it's kind of very obvious to piece together. You'd have to be really stupid to think that this would be very hard to decipher who it could possibly be when you're going to more Chapter 5 and stuff like that. Anywho, so before I put it in my watch later playlist, and then I was like, okay, I gotta lock in and beat it. So I beat I beat Sergeant, I beat Game Kid, and I beat Mortis. Before I get into this video, I do want to give my own personal thoughts on the chapter. For me, the Battle Bricks 2 More Chapter 5, or just Chapter 5 in general, 11 out of 10. One of the best, if not the best chapter in game so far. It is literally so fun. Like, look, we all know how boring and sloppy the Battle Cats is. I like it when a game inspired by another game does something that makes the game feel like its own rather than a copy. And that's exactly what Bazzer did with Chapter 5. They added a unique, like, shooting mechanic. They added mini games. They added a freaking boss fight. Like, oh my god! If I knew they were cooking this, I would have been like, oh yeah, I can wait longer. Cause god damn, look, as much as I hate fighting Mortis, because let's be completely honest, I'm not gonna deny it either. The fact that Mortis spams so much, it's not even the worst part. The worst part is the flowers I forget her name, but she's there and kind of ruins the whole thing. But regardless, I love the boss fight. It was so much fun to fight. The only part I don't like is, again, the consistent spamming and the fact that it doesn't really feel like you're actually, like, touching. I think it might be easier on computer because on mobile it's kind of hard to tell if you're tapping. Like, for example, something like Fun Kid and Lycan, those are easier on mobile, but for something like Game Kid being a minigame style and Mortis being like an entire boss fight, and it is much better to have precision than just click here, click here, click here. So like I said, in my opinion, on mobile it's better for regular Chapter 5, but on computer it's better for 2 more in Chapter 5. We don't talk about console because ain't nobody playing on console, my guy. So, those are most of my thoughts. I do have some gripes, like, for example, who the freak put 2 ultimates? Who put 2 ultimates in a level and thought, yeah, that's balanced? We all know how terribly made Ultimate is. Like, it's like, oh my god. Ultimate is just such a bad enemy. It's just unfair. Like, no counterplay. Just, you keep spamming till you die. You take it like a good boy. And that's it. But, you know, it could be worse. It definitely could be worse. But overall, 11 out of 10 chapter. I loved it so much. I really hope they do more of this. Because, like, oh my god. The Battle Cats, look, it's cool and all, nostalgic, don't get me wrong. But it's so boring, man. The same thing over and over again. I don't know how people have fun with it. The only reason you have fun with this is because the anime women and the cats in general and whatnot. But otherwise, it's so boring. the Battle Bricks actually makes it fun. And like, I thank you that it's fun. However, now with that out of the way, we have to talk about Mr. Killjoy, or my bad, MEATKILL, and one of his videos that came out 2 days after the update dropped. But buddy, what are we doing? Let me explain, alright? I already gave you a spoiler warning, so, you know, and I've already talked about Chapter 5 tomorrow a lot, so you guys are, this is on you! If you didn't read the spoilers, okay? There's a spoiler warning. But in MEATKILL's video, the thumbnail has Mortis for some reason. And I was looking at the comments, I saw Bazard post this. Let me read it to you guys. Alright. You gotta listen to this, alright? You can criticize all you want. That's fine, since I'm always looking for feedback. But spoiling the final boss right on the thumbnail, which I worked the most on with the title of The Worst Boss in the Battle Bricks, is an actual spit to me and everyone else who are involved about the game. That's genuinely horrible, and it really shows you don't care. This is understandable because, again, the update just came out. Similar to something like Blocktails, they have a spoiler chat. They take it down in about a month. After a month or so of the update being out, they allow everyone to not have to spoil it anymore because it's been out long enough for people that don't want to be spoiled to already beat the chapter. That's good. Same thing with something like Piggy, where they have a spoiler chat for Inner City, the new game that came out. They don't want people to spoil the game. You get to enjoy the game without having so much stuff in your face. That's understandable. MEATKILL does not care. For some unknown reason, whatever he's thinking up there, he thought that 2 days was enough for it to be like, people already beat it. No, and I'm here to tell you no. It took me like I played it like 2 weeks after the update came out because I was doing chapter 1 and I was doing other stuff as well, and I wanted to do it by myself. But again, I got a little bit spoiled because of Mr. the Killjoy over here. And you want to know? One of the pisses me off. What pisses me off isn't even the comment. It isn't even Bazard's comment that he had to post. It's his response. Let me you just listen to this. I posted this 2 days after you released the update. There is also no indicator on which boss it is. My guy, that's the point. The point is that you're not supposed to know what the boss is. Are we thinking? There's no indicator on which stage it is. Again, the exact same thing. The point is that you don't know. It's supposed to be a surprise, my guy. Like, you never had surprises in your life, or what? There is no indicator on which mode it is. I mean, I feel like it's kind of obvious that it's 2 more, even if you haven't played it. But even then, it's supposed to be a surprise. Like, are we thinking straight? Like, we have brain cells, right? It is only claimed to be a boss that is it. Okay? Can we not be spoiled of that boss? No? You want... Okay, fine. Oh, I guess. You say you're fine with criticism. But when I call it bad, it's a spit in the face. Fun fact, guys. Criticism is not the same as slander, and that is the point of the video we will get into in a bit. If all you got from this was I don't care, I don't know what to say, yes, all you had to do is just sit down and let me explain to you what criticism actually means. Let's get straight into the video. Welcome back to the crew. Captain here. Yes, I'm trying out a new intro. What do you guys? What do you guys think of the intro in the comments? I still don't really know what I want to do, but I've been enjoying thinking of things here and there, and I love the little things you guys do sometimes. It's funny. Anyhow, we're back with another rant video. Yes, I know. Where's Blackmail 3 star? Where's X3? I'm getting there. I have to wait for people, but hey, I'm not complaining. Anywho, as you've probably had deciphered already, this entire video is going to be about MEATKILL's video and then a little something at the end about MEATKILL's channel in general. But that's pretty far ahead. Let's start with the beginning. Why am I making this video? I'm making this video because MEATKILL has made a video at first I thought was of genuine just discontent for the game, but no, it is to a point that he's slandering the game and making false statements that the community does not like these bosses or does not like the chapter. Yes, people are mad at chapter 5, but not for the reason you think, and we will get into that later. So let's go ahead and watch. And actually, before I actually get into it, I do need to disclaim that no, while I may sound hateful or mad and whatnot because I'm just genuinely pissed off of this, I do not condone any sort of harassment towards MEATKILL. If you're sending death threats in the comment or just being a straight up prick, it's gone, bro. No. You can say, I don't like MEATKILL, but you can't just say, I hate MEATKILL just because he made a video with his opinion. Or, he this and that. And it's like, no, okay? If you make a comment, it's either cool or it's just, nah. I already did this with Iron Mouse. I ain't trying to do all this again, alright? So, big disclaimer, do not go harass him. Please do not. I do not want my citizens to be of genuine hate. We've beaten Blocktail's chapter 3, alright? We do not need to fight hatred all over again. Now, with that out of the way, actually, I do need to say one more thing, because I feel like if I don't, people are going to be mad, or specifically a certain Killjoy. But at the end of the day, it is his opinion. The only reason I'm doing this is because he makes it to the point where it's not his opinion, according to him. And that's where the problem gets me. I think it's perfectly fine to make, reviews or reactions to people's opinions. The videos are up there for people to see, so it's understandable if you want to be like, I don't know, I should make a video about this, or hey, maybe I should say, like, I don't know how to feel about this. That's perfectly fine. What's not fine is completely bullying the person, like being completely disrespectful and just straight out, like, calling, like, so it's just straight out, like, basically saying they should kiwi themselves. That is way too far. You can dislike something, you can be mad about something, that's understandable, but we don't want another Corso situation, alright? Sharky Leo just made a video on that, you should go check it out. But with that being said, at the very end of the day, some of it is his opinion, and that I can understand. But like I said, I wouldn't have made this video had it not been for the fact that it's clearly not just about him. So now, with that out of the way, finally, we can actually get into the video. Yes, I know I said it for the third time, but hey, I've got an adrenaline rush and I am ready. Anywho, let's get straight into it.
In the battle breaks, there are 30 stages per level. and every 10 levels there is a boss. So there's 3 bosses. There's one on level 10, 20, and 30, but technically there's 6 bosses. I'll talk about that more later. Anyways, the boss in wave 10 is actually just fine. The complaints I have for the bosses in this video don't apply to this boss. He's not too unique, but I kind of like fighting him.
By the way, just so you know, this part will be very, 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 very important later on. It is so important, it is unbelievably funny how much he contradicts himself by saying this. But you gotta see the rest of it.
Bosses require a decent bit of strategy and unit planning. Some require more than others, but in Chapter 5 this is very different. Every boss has a huge focus on minigames and precision clicking that we completely lost the plot. I'm talking Osu, aim labs, everything, bro. You play Valorant? Well, you're playing Valorant and Battle Bricks. Keep in mind,
I find it beyond hilarious and crazy that you're comparing Osu of all possible games. Osu! Really? Osu! And Valorant! You're picking those games and comparing it to Fun Kid. It is so unbelievably far, it's not even funny. That's like saying DK is... It's like DK style shooting is Arsenal type shooting. It's physically impossible to compare. There's no way. You are so bad at this type of game. At this type of like mini game, so to speak, that you are comparing it to games so unbelievably difficult, for the right reasons of course, that a ton of players, and I mean a ton of genuine pros, will tell you to stick to the easy games unless you're that committed to the game. Because there is no way we're saying that an entire sweat game, and I mean not even just sweating bullets, sweating rivers, is comparable to a freaking Roblox minigame. Not even the full game, just the minigame part of it. We are so lost in the sauce. We are so lost in Chef Sarge's sauce that it's not even funny, man. I mean, it's kind of funny because I'm laughing about it, but goddamn, buddy, we need to put you in some real game. Better yet, we need to put you in some games. Get me Osu, get me Valorant, play those games in PvP, and then tell me, or just in general, the hard ones, and tell me this is the same as that. No, you're either going to say yes because you don't want to look stupid, or no because genuinely it's not that comparable. What are we on about?
Battle Bricks, I'm going to say this a lot throughout the video, is a tower defense game. Don't get me wrong, you have to still know some strategy in these levels, but what really wins in the end is how well you do these minigames. And in a tower defense game, I really don't like this. I know
this will also be super duper duper mega important later on. I kid you not. This is another key point that is just really, really dumb. I don't know why he says this, but let me tell you something. Games have unique stuff because they're games. They want to have stuff in their game that's fun. Oh, wait, no. I just remembered. Sorry, Tower Defense Simulator. Is that a unique puzzle? No. Is that a unique map system I see over there where you have to move spotlights? No, hold on. Is that a system I see where you have to activate these parts to be able to beat the game? Oh, no, sorry. According to Mr. MEATKILL, that's bad game design. I'm sorry. No. Tower Defense Simulator, you need to be as bland as physically possible. You cannot have your fun mini games. You cannot have your narrator. You cannot have... No. I forbid you to have these systems. No. You can only be your base self. I'm sorry, Below Natural. MEATKILL says, as a tower defense game, you have to be a tower defense game. So, I'm sorry, but you can't have unique mechanics. It is what it is. I'm sorry, but if he says you cannot have unique stuff in your game, you cannot have unique stuff in your game. I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. That's what he said, not me.
Now, compared to the second boss of Chapter 5, which is the first boss I'm going to talk about in this video, this game literally becomes Osu. Like, I'm not even speeding this up. Look at this bullshit. This is normal gameplay of just, spawning in units, and this is playing Osu.
By the way, that right there, what it just did, is the most easiest thing ever physically possible. It is so unbelievably easy that it's easier than an easy Osu song. So clearly this guy has never played Osu before, because you are not telling me that this is very difficult for you. You are so unbelievably slow, and they give you so much time anyways. So what are you talking about? It's like Osu, look at this. When it's very clear you just have a skill issue, because we're definitely not saying that the easiest thing possible ever is very difficult. Make it make sense. Like, there's a difference between, I have a skill issue, and the game's hard, and it's clear, very, very clear, which is the actual, the actual thing he's trying to say without actually saying it, so it doesn't look dumb.
Stage 30 in Chapter 5, technically the last boss, but we'll get onto that later because it's not. This is where it starts to get worse. There's this tree-looking boss where the gimmick is, well, he spawns trees that you have to go around the map and click on, or he'll use them to heal himself. It's pretty fucking annoying that I am just on tree duty all game. I feel there is really a way to incorporate units to somehow collect trees alongside a rework of the whole tree gimmick healing thing. Really didn't need to be a player-done action, is what I'm trying to say. It's super excessive having to scroll all the way down and left and up and down. You can't go up and down in this game. Trying to click on the trees to prevent them to heal. When in reality, you just want to watch the battle. You want to see the boss. You want to see the attacks. Maybe if you want to look to the side, maybe we'll just spawn a few trees. What really could have worked is if it just spawned trees next to the boss so you could watch the battle while clicking. That's what I like. Or that's what would be better. I still wouldn't like that, but it would be much better.
Now, originally, I was gonna make a point about this, but to be fair, Bazzer did move the tree to the back so it was easier for people to see. Me personally, I first tried liking because it's honestly, it's not really that difficult to keep looking back and forth. I will admit it can be a little tedious, but yeah, Bazzer technically fixed this, so there's no real need to, look into this part, if I'm gonna be honest.
These two bosses I just talked about, they're tame. They're nothing like the next two I'm going to talk about, which is where I actually start to tilt here. I'm just going to give you a fair disclaimer, guys. It might just be straight slander from now on. I actually was holding my tongue, surprisingly. I'm just going to be honest, this straight pisses me off just talking about it. The two bosses I just talked about, they're annoying, but they're nothing as bad as the next two.
Notice how, just so you know, so far there has not been a single real point of criticism in the entire video. And if you really want to argue, but didn't he just say maybe if it was like this, no, okay, that's not criticism. That's just saying I don't like this, change it, instead of saying I don't like this because I think that it is a little unfair to constantly move back and forth. Maybe if you moved it or made it easier for people to see, that would be better. But no, he's just straight up saying, basically just delete the entire thing or gut it. And while yes, you could argue that is genuine criticism, if you really want to argue that, that would be the only, and I mean only, thing he actually criticizes in the video. And what pisses me off even more is the fact that in his response to Bazzer, he literally says, if you can't take criticism, mother flipper, what criticism? Please explain what parts in your video that isn't the one point that I said, okay, you can say it's criticism. Because it can be, realistically. Tell me where else in the video the criticism is given instead of just saying, I don't like this, I don't like this, I hate this, I hate this. Make it make sense, my friend. This is literally TQI and Craft all over again. Both of them, in their respective situation, quote unquote, they couldn't just give genuine criticism. They just had to say back and forth and back and forth. Like, oh my god. MEATKILL. And just in general, it is not hard to give valid criticism. It is not hard. But people like MEATKILL make it hard because they just don't do it. They just pretend they're doing it so they can get clicks on their views, on their videos. And just so they can be like, oh, they have some sort of like shield when people dislike what they say. And it's like, no. If you want real criticism, here's real criticism. I think what Bazzer did to push the trees back is fair. I think it's a little too far. I think they should be a little closer, like in between, where people can still see them at a far distance, but it's not too far where it feels a little too difficult, a little annoying to try to see. But at the same time, I do think that the way it originally was a little bit weird. I think it's fine to have that balance. Or let's look at let's look at another example. When he's about to get to. Actually, no, I'm gonna save that for when he gets to it. I'm not gonna say it yet. I'm gonna save that for when he gets to it because, like I said, just like he says in the rest of the video, this isn't real criticism. Because, look, I know he's probably joking about the whole, this is just slander at this point. But I did not lie when I said criticism is not the same as slander. You will see why when he gets to this topic. So, without further ado, let's get into a very, very, very dumb analysis, quote unquote, of the two more bosses specifically he hates for some reason.
Bricks is a secondary mode called Tuber mode, where all the stages have alternate versions of enemies. Basically, it's hard mode, but fresh new content. Amazing game mode, by the way, I actually love it. The bosses on stage 20 and 30 on Tuber mode are obviously different from normal mode, and they are atrocious. From here on out, I should clarify, I played this game as a tower defense. I enjoyed it because it is a game very similar to the Battle Cats, which is also a tower defense that I played a ton as a kid, and I still have my account to this day, which is very progressed, but I don't play it anymore. Basically, I like it because it's a fun tower defense with a good spin on an IP that I already like. I did not start playing this game knowing I would have to play a FPS game. And just so you,
this will also be very, very, very super duper ultra mega important later as well, because this is the third point that is very, very dumb, and you will see why when I get to these points. Yes, I know there's 3 points that I said that would be very important, and you're going to get to them in this part and the next part. Trust me, because this guy just loves to hate on a game for no reason.
You guys know, prior to this update, and still as I'm recording this, every single other stage is just pure strategy with no mini games. No mini games. I want to put heavy emphasis on that. Not all stages are pure strategy. There's some gimmicky stages, but it was never a thing that was repeated. This chapter though has a clear theme on mini games, and it kind of scares me for what's going to happen in the future. Anyways, stage 20 Tumor. Where do I even begin? Let's start off with the structure. Initially, you think it's a normal boss until you are later spammed to death with pop-ups. And I guess Tumor didn't need strategy because this stage is easy as f***. The boss will spam minigames, and if you get 4 wrong, you instantly die. There's no punishment or taking substantial damage to your units like the other bosses I talked about. Nope, you just die. After 4 attempts, you're over. These minigames are really all just straight reaction checks, and at times straight bullshit. They have nothing to do with tower defense either. Like I said, reaction checks. Guys, you don't need reaction checks in tower defense games. The hardest and most bullshit out of all the minigames he can give you is the one where he asks you a series of questions which are really just trial and error unless you're extremely fast. And even if you know the answers already, you still have to be extremely fast. Basically, you're guaranteed to lose a life at least a few times when you're first fighting this boss. That's going to make you end up just losing, and this boss is just trial and error. It's annoying. There's a big variety of minigames though, you'll see in the background footage. The main complaint is, the one I just talked about. There's also a lot of minigames that are unreactable or you just don't know what to do. Like for example, I died one time in this Flappy Bird minigame because I didn't know if I need to click or spacebar, and I think both work actually. Keep in mind, while getting this footage, I also just straight up died. Oh, and these little windows that you have to close out are the pop-ups I was talking about. They pile up and block you from seeing your screen, buying units, or doing minigames. Later on in the fight, you are just spam mercilessly as pop-ups. I absolutely despise visually impairing effects in most video games. Of course, not every video game does it bad, and not every video game doesn't need it. I really don't think this game needs it at all. With a heavy emphasis on fighting and watching the battles, because you're sending the units to fight other units when you can't see anything. What's happening? You're just clicking units, you're not doing anything. This boss goes way past uniqueness, and it's straight up just out of this game. It's not a tower defense game anymore.
Five Nights Tower Defense. Oh, no. You sit down, sir. Is that a mini game I see in your tower defense game? I did not. No. You listen here, Five Nights Tower Defense 2. MEATKILL says you do not need minigames in your tower defense game. No. You cannot have minigames in your tower defense game. Delete that right now and keep your bland cash grab stuff to yourself. No. You cannot add anything fun in your game. No. I forbid you to add fun stuff in your game because MEATKILL says that it does not belong in a tower defense game. You do not need minigames in your tower defense game. Delete it now! We lost the plot!
There's no strategy in the fight. It's easy as f. The only requirement to win is to do these stupid-ass minigames that don't follow the principle of the tower defense. Also, after a bit of doing minigame work, you finally get to beat him. After you beat him as a Cuphead boss, which, I won't lie, the fight is okay. I know it sounds like I'm just hating, as some might be saying with their mouth wide open, wow, Cuphead! But again, this is the Battle Bricks, a tower defense game. How'd you feel if tower defense added a boss in which every player had to dance battle them?
It sounds cool and is cool, but really just brings away from the experience of players who just want a game of what it's advertised as.
Tower Heroes? No. Tower Heroes, sit down! Are you kidding me? Tower Heroes? Is that a freaking boss fight in your tower defense game? This is a tower defense game! This has nothing to do with boss fights! You can have bosses, but I didn't tell you can have boss fights because MEATKILL says that it does not belong in a tower defense game. We lost the plot!
Due to my lack of strategy and my loadout failing fundamentally, not because I couldn't play f***ing Flappy Bird fast enough. It really feels like you need a whole new set of skills here for the chapter, and I don't like that at all. For tower defense games, strategy is key, and when you just break the whole thing, go straight to minigames, you know, it just doesn't look good.
MEATKILL, am I hearing that right? Didn't you just say that the minigames require no skill? Why are they saying they require a new set of skills if they require no skill? You can't say that minigames don't have skills while also saying you need a new set of skills to play the minigames. Make it make sense, my friend. If I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure the definition of skills is having a set of like capabilities to do a certain task, and that task is doing this minigame. But apparently, no, I'm sorry. Apparently, if he says it's a skill, it's a skill. But if he doesn't say it's a skill, it's not a skill. But he can change it whenever he wants because he's MEATKILL. I apologize. You're MEATKILL. You can change reality, but we can't. I'm sorry. It is what it is, guy. MEATKILL can change anything, but we can't. It is what it is, apparently.
I have to do this. Oh, that sucks.
No, you don't actually have to do this. In fact, I highly suggest you don't. You gain nothing.
Now let me do something MEATKILL fails to do. Let me actually give criticism. I think that the pop-up system is fine. I do dislike that you have to specifically click the X on computer. On mobile, you just have to click the pop-up entirely and it goes away. For computer, I don't know if it's the same. If not, it should be the same on mobile, where you just click the entire pop-up instead of the X and the pop-up goes away. I think that would make it more fair for computer players, and it would make it easier to get rid of the pop-ups and actually play the mini games, rather than just have them there and just get you constantly mad. I think if you wanted to change something about the pop-ups without deleting them entirely, the best way to start is by just making the entire pop-up clickable so that it'll exit, and it makes it much easier instead of having to precisely click the X button that can be blocked by the out of bounds system. That would be criticism, which is saying that a mechanic or a thing of the game can be fixed without having to get just deleted entirely, with reasons as to why. MEATKILL never does this because he doesn't know what the word criticism is. He just puts it out because it gives him some sort of shield. Regardless, unfortunately, this isn't the only time he complains about minigames. We will get into that later, because everything is going to be for later. I wonder why.
I would like to move on to the final boss in the game, my least favorite boss in this game, by far. I confidently say I had absolutely no fun beating this stage, and that's actually a fucking lie, because I didn't beat this stage. I'm LARPing. No, I'm not mad that I haven't beat it. I've already seen it being beaten. I know I can beat it, but it takes so long. I'm not playing 15 minutes just to instantly die. I just gotta talk about it first. You guys will understand in due time. The stage starts where he becomes the background and all hell breaks loose. He has you bouncing all over the screen, clicking on shit. He spawns rain of just straight death. They have to click on all of them. And then giant green orbs of doom and despair that if you just happen to misclick, or maybe your mouse is not ready, oh, you're just dead. 15 minutes of your life gone. This boss in the first phase is nothing. Second phase, he bombards all your units with attacks that are able to be disarmed by clicking on them. Some require more than one click, some require many clicks. While also having an attack that requires many clicks that will instantly kill you if you don't do it right. Also pretty hard to click on it because it moves pretty fast and the boss can juke the fuck out of you. This goes way past a tower defense game. If you put this boss concept on any other tower defense game, I would probably report your game.
Arena tower defense. No, 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 no. You cannot rebuttal me. Sit down. Is that a puzzle I see in your tower defense game? No, 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 no. You cannot rebuttal this. Is that a puzzle I see in your tower defense game? No. MEATKILL says you cannot have this. And if he says you cannot have this in a tower defense, you cannot be unique in a tower defense game, then you cannot be unique in a tower defense game. We lost the plot!
Hey guys, I don't even have a script at this point in the video. I just gave up because I can just speak straight from the heart here.
I think I got my point across with this boss. I'm not even playing a tower defense game, guys. And it's disappointing. I don't want to see this, and I really don't want the game to go into this direction with minigame bosses. They might have good reception, they might seem fun, they might seem cool, and they might actually be fun and cool. But this is stripping the game's identity even though it is a copy of a game.
And there it is. Oh, that wonderful sound to hear when someone contradicts themselves so much that you just need to say something about it. Remember when I said a certain point would be important later? Well, here it is. The reason he hates all this, he dislikes, hates, however you want to say, all this stuff about TBB is because he doesn't want to play the battle breaks. He wants to play the battle cats on Roblox. Okay? He doesn't want to play the battle bricks. He wants to play the battle cats on Roblox. And I'm here to tell you, unfortunately, the battle bricks is not the same as the battle cats. If you wanted to play the battle cats, it's free to download with it's being a mobile game having 10 million ads and 10 million offers. But with the battle bricks, is an entirely separate, different, and unique game that is inspired by, but not a copy of, the battle cats. This is mostly why he dislikes Chapter 5, if not the entire reason. It's because to him, he's not playing the Battle Bricks. He's playing the Battle Cats copy. And that is what pissed me off the most, is the fact that he can't even say the Battle Bricks is his own game without heavily making it known that it's not its own game, but it's a copy. It's heavily inspired by it. It can't just be game inspired by game with its own unique twist to it. No, it has to be the copy of, the heavy inspiration, mostly this game. It can't just be itself, and that is the problem. He's not playing the Battle Breaks. He's playing the Battle Cats copy, and if he can't have his bland, boring game, then he can't have fun. Because why? This is a majority thing, but he's very competitive and hyper-focused on base gameplay. If you've seen his channel a lot, you'll see that basically all of his videos are just the game needs to be like this and the game has to play like this. People can't just make mistakes. People can't just enjoy the game. No, it has to be perfect every single time for this guy. Perfect example, his videos on reviewing games. And it has like how he heavily criticizes everyone. It's like, I get it, you know, sometimes you want to point out like, oh, you could have done this, you could have done that. Did you really do this? That's fine. But to make it like your life's mission just to do that and not just enjoy the game is when it's like, what are we doing at this point? Are you a content creator, or are you just a I want to criticize quote unquote? You know, not even criticize. I just want to yell at people. Like, and it's quite ironic, coming from the guy whose entire point, whose half his rant channel is just yelling for fun. Because you know what? It's funny. I like it. I'm not gonna. Yes, I do. Yes, you can say, are you being a hypocrite for just doing this action to MEATKILL? Yes, you can say that. If it sounds like that, I apologize. I am a very worked up person. Well, not really, but anyway, yes, it's at the end of the day, the Battle Bricks is its own unique game. It's not forced to be one genre only. It's not forced to follow its inspiration forever. If everyone followed their inspiration to a T, then there will be less unique people, less unique creations. In MEATKILL's perspective, he wants less creativity and uniqueness and more another this, another that. Whether he says that's not what I want or not, that's what he's been saying this entire video. Again, regardless if he tries to say something else or regardless if he feels a certain way, that's the point he's made the entire video. He's not playing the Battle Bricks, he's playing the Battle Cats copy. And with that, now you can understand why he's so hateful or discontent with the Battle Bricks Chapter 5. It's because it's not his Battle Cats copy. It's not his clone. It's not his Battle Cats 2. It's the Battle Bricks. When the game became the Battle Bricks, he stopped enjoying the game. When the game was the Battle Cats, he enjoyed the game. That's the problem I have. The fact that he can't just recognize this as its own game. And here, perfect example, Piggy Granny. It's always been the Peppa Pig Granny clone until it made its own thing. You'll have Plant with the boss fight. You have alternate endings. You have style chapters. You have this and that. You have skins. You have a bunch of stuff that makes the game so unique and fun to play. Not to say the game isn't very, very, very map dependent if you're looking at it on the ASIM side. If you're looking at the ASIM horror side, that's another thing. but just the game itself, how it is, that's cool and fun and nice. And a lot of people want to just make their own thing. According to MEATKILL, though, it has to be, if you're inspired by a game, it has to be that game. It can't be its own thing. Oops, I'm sorry. But as I was saying, Piggy is its own game, away from Granny. And that's what makes the game fun and stands out. It's not the Granny clone, it's its own game. You can have plenty of different examples like Tower Defense Simulator and Bloons TD6. You could have doors and because doors and rooms. That's the thing. You could also say, well, right here, the Battle Bricks, the Battle Cats. There's plenty of examples you could think of, but I'm not gonna get into that right now. The main point is that MEATKILL's playing the Battle Cats, not the Battle Bricks.
This also just feel like a betrayal to the fans that actually like the game's strategy and will go out of their way to beat stages like 3-star Tumor on at certain chapters, which are extremely hard and extremely grueling that you have to grind out, and instead just slap them in the face and say, okay, well, you don't actually need skill for these ones, just go ahead and click really fast and you'll go ahead and beat it then. I just know.
Okay, first of all, I thought you said you needed a whole new skills for it. Why do you keep swapping, my friend? I thought we already established that that first you said you don't need skills for it. Then you said you need a whole new set of skills for it. But now you're saying you don't need skills. Make up your mind, my friend. You can't keep changing even though we gave you full permission. We change your mind. We're like, you know what? No. If he can change our mind, we can change our mind. No, you can't just change reality. You have to pick one now. Do you need a new set of skills or do you not need skills at all? Pick one, my friend. You can't have both. Both is good, but in this case, you can't have it. Secondly, who's we? I've never ever in the entirety of people reviewing the game, especially after I only saw with regular chapter 5, and then afterwards with after I saw chapter 5 Tomorrow, after I beat chapter 5 Tomorrow, I saw a lot of reviews and stuff for Tomorrow. I have never heard anyone say anything bad about the bosses. The bosses are cool. No one seems to hate or want it gone. I don't know what he's talking about. Ain't no way. The only thing, that's another point I can actually get into. The only complaints I've heard about chapter 5 is the units themselves. Tarnished Trowel rework, Vulcan Battler nerf, Lil Chronos gut, etc. People are mad about those. They aren't mad about Mortis. They aren't mad about GameKit. They aren't mad about FunKit. They aren't mad about Lycan. They like those. I have never heard anyone, well, maybe Trinit, but I mean, he just hates games like those in general, but it is what it is. If you dislike a game, it is what it is. It's perfectly fine if you dislike something. But to say it's a... What's the word he said? Oh yeah, to say it's a disservice, to say the least. Or to say it's a betrayal to the community is outright slander. Because nobody said Mortis sucked. Nobody said GameKit sucked. I haven't heard anybody say anything bad about that. They said death threats because of Tarnished Trowel. They did not send death threats because of Mortis. They did not send death threats because of what's it called? GameKit. You can find people who don't like it. That's true. But to say it's a betrayal of the community is it's just beyond. It's a betrayal to you, my friend. It's not a betrayal to anyone. No one's complaining about the bosses as far as I've seen. And I've seen a lot of people play and talk about the game. The only person who doesn't like the Battle Cats copy is you. We will be playing the Battle Bricks. But you can keep playing the Battle Cats until you decide to play the Battle Bricks.
kind of hear both sides of the coin, so what's some rebuttals? Well, it's fun, so who cares? I think the developers should heavily care, because just because it's fun doesn't mean they should throw out their identity and start making minigame bosses that have no sensical logic behind them, and it's just do this cool minigame and you win, and if you don't do it, you lose. Then you have people saying, or the fact that it was easy and I'm just complaining about it, except for the fact that, easy or not, even if this is the easiest thing in the game, the easiest bosses in the game, which it isn't, the boss I just showed you is the hardest boss in the game currently. Even if it was the easiest though, it wouldn't matter. This is still just going against what I want to see for the game in the future. I want to see stages that have strategy to them and cool ass bosses. I don't want to see puzzles, and I don't want to see these minigames. And for the last rebuttal, why are minigames so bad? And it's because this is a tower defense game. If I wanted to play epic minigames and play fucking Flappy Bird with a discount cool kid, I would play Forsaken and epic minigames at the same time. I'm not saying the player is entitled to be served a perfect game with the most perfect advertising. This is a tower defense game, so this is what you're going to get. Of course, you can go outside the box and have a little bit of fun. I really heavily suggest that. But if you get too lost in the sauce like this, you start losing the plot, and then you start doing it more and more often. People like it, but you start losing players, and in the end of the day, you're losing your identity, but at the same time, you're getting some players, so you don't have to do it. It's kind of like what the Forsaken situation is with skins. Forsaken...
I was literally about to end this video, but then I remembered that he said one thing that genuinely pissed me off so much. Maybe even more than the original piss off. He compares Mortis to f***ing Forsaken. Are you dead on right now? You're comparing Mortis to f***ing Forsaken. That is nowhere near close at all. And the way even his like argument for that, it is nowhere near close. And it is so unbelievably stretched that he has nothing else to say, that he just stretches so far just to have some sort of example. And it doesn't work. I don't know. Again, God, MEATKILL is just a very over-competitive person who just doesn't like when something is unique. And, you know, even if he says it in the video, I wanted to see people try unique, clearly not! Because then you wouldn't be, at the very least, you wouldn't be talking about something like, you wouldn't be mad about Fun Kid if they wanted to try something unique. Because Fun Kid's like the most base you'll ever get. Liking's the most base you'll ever get. Apparently you had a problem with those. So if that's the problem, then I don't know what to tell you, man. Just don't play the battle cats. Play the battle bricks. And if you don't like the battle bricks, if you don't like the battle bricks, go back to playing your battle cats. I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know what to tell you. Well, there you heard it. He doesn't want any. Look, I'm not gonna play more of this video. I think I've basically said all I needed to say. The rest of it is just like, just him yapping, just straight up slandering at that point, just saying whatever for the sake of saying whatever. I'm gonna be honest. If 90% of your comment section is literally going against you, that should probably tell you that you did something. And not to say, oh, that means people don't like my opinion. No, it's just straight up, you just hate fun. If you want just pure rice, bland, white, by itself, nothing else, for the rest of your life, go ahead. But for me, I'm putting sauce in that thing. I'm putting meat in that thing. I'm getting my La Choy sweet and sour sauce, dumping that thing in there. I'm getting my teriyaki chicken, sizzling it up, putting teriyaki on it, teriyaki sauce on it, cutting it up, and shoving that thing in the rice. And I'm enjoying that stuff. I'm putting my apple juice, or not, better, I'm gonna get my bland. I'm gonna put my milk with chocolate syrup in it, mixing it all up, put it on the side as a drink, and have that as a meal, because that is much better than just having the blandest thing over and over again. Same thing here. I'd rather have the battle bricks than the battle cats. I think a good amount of players would probably agree with me. Now, I'm not saying that they have to be do like completely unique things all the time. Sometimes they can just have the base game. That's understandable. But to say they can't just do something unique for once, it's just very disheartening to see, because a game that just wants to make a game can't make a game without having people be mad at it. I mean, like it's just I don't understand why MEATKILL made this video knowing damn well he just has a very big skill issue with the game. And it's not even, again, it's not even just saying that he's mostly mad at the skill issue. He's just mostly mad because he doesn't like the battle bricks. He wants the battle cats. Now, to not repeat myself over and over again, I think that if MEATKILL wants his game, if he wants his clone, find a clone. Don't look for something that's doing its own thing and that doesn't want to be a clone of a game. That's about it I got for the video. If MEATKILL sees this, reads the whole thing, and just go slam dunk on me, go ahead. I really want to see what he's possibly thinking of. If not, that's also understandable. Whatever he wants to do. At the end of the day, as I said at the beginning of the video, while most of it is just pure slop, it is an opinion video at the end of the day. Somewhat. So, I do not want people just going into his comment section or his videos and just going full hog wild. Just leave it be the way it is. I've already said what I wanted to say. Me personally, it's an 11 out of 10 chapter. Best chapter in the battle breaks ever. You can agree with me. You can disagree with me. You can, like, I don't know, make another analysis of my video that I'm right here. But whatever you want to do, just know you can have your opinion without making it everyone's opinion. Thanks for watching the video. And with that being said, Captain out. Yes, I'm still working on the outro, my guys. No. Hold on, before we go. I had like a joke I wanted to put, but I didn't put it because I kind of filled it already. Piggy. Is that a boss fight I see all the way over there? No. You cannot have your boss fights in your granny clone. I did not give you permission to have boss fights in your granny clone. If MEATKILL says that your game cannot have something unique, then you cannot have something unique. We lost the